Welcome to another episode of the Chat Right with me, TD Black. So, I know I just came back today, but I wanted to give my 2 cents on the whole issue with open up the industry, hashtag open up the industry. And yeah, I just came back today and I just did a clip on I'm back, and now I already want to do another YouTube show. Because I mean, why must they be rules? Only one show per week, only one show per month, blah blah blah. Rules don't count in these streets, right? So yeah, I want to give my 2 cents on the whole open up the industry vibe as a person who is trying to get into parts of the industry, right? So, okay, I am that type of person that can see both sides of the story. So initially what I thought, because Vela Khalere, one of those things, since we were little tiny kids, we could see that people in the entertainment industry, they sing, they dance, they act, they radio, they are radio personalities, they present, they do it all. Like it's always been a norm in the industry. And I've always thought that the reason why this is the case is because of the fact that one gig doesn't pay you enough to pay your bills. And this was the case when we were coming up. I mean, if you listen to interviews of people that are older in the industry, they'll tell you how rough it was back in the day. There were no major endorsements and things like that. So I mean, apart from like music industry, most of the stuff like actors and stuff like that, they were not getting paid enough to pay all their bills. So they needed to have more work. They needed to be on TV and in theater and maybe presenting, and because just guys, somebody needs to join the gym. Oh my goodness. Okay, ignore that part. But basically, they needed more gigs to pay their bills. And I've always thought that was the case until nowadays, because I've always thought we were different to Hollywood, but it feels like nowadays the fame does come with fortune in South Africa. People have ample endorsement deals. They have ample opportunities on in broadcasting, so they're making good money. I always thought being an accountant is gonna secure me a good salary. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. The kind of lifestyle these celebrities have is the kind of lifestyle, if you're an accountant, you can only have in your 50s. You know what I mean? So clearly they're making more money now, but maybe, just maybe, guys, that money is not secured for long-term purposes, right? For me as an accountant, I know I will probably always be able to find a job, and and once I find a job, or once I'm in a job and it's permanent, as long as I do my job right, I'll probably always be there until my hair goes gray and my teeth start falling out when I'm older and all that stuff, right? So unlike in the entertainment business, where when you have a gig, it's like 6 months or a year, and then you're done. Your endorsement deal is a contract for a certain period of time. After that, you're done. So if the opportunities are coming, you're going to take them. If there's 10 opportunities coming your way, same year, you will take them, because you're just like, okay, what if at 35 or at 40, there are no gigs coming my way? You know what I mean? Unlike us in excuse me, corporate and in other industries like that, you are guaranteed, as long as you're working now and you're doing a good job, you're guaranteed a job until you retire. So they don't have that luxury. So looking from their perspective, I think maybe that's why they take everything under the sun, because they're looking for as much money as they possibly can while they still can, because you're only the it girl for a certain period of time until the next one comes in and tries to push you out. You know what I mean? There's that, the competitive thing is real. So looking at their side of the story, I've always thought that that's why that they take so many gigs and stuff like that. But at the same time, someone on social media, I think it was Ursula Banks, I loved her Twitter post, because it sort of sympathized with up and coming newbies, people trying to crack into the industry, sympathized with us, because it said, listen, I know it's hard out there. Like, I know it's harder than it was when we were younger, when we were breaking into the industry. It's much harder now than it was 10, 20 years ago, even 5 years ago, today is harder. Because 10 years ago, there was no social media as much as it is now. 10 years ago, when you're at an interview on trying to get into a radio station, I don't care if it's a community radio station or commercial radio station or whatever, they will want to look at your Twitter followers or your Instagram for your social media followers. It's an important thing. Being popular can get you the job. 10 years ago, that wasn't the case, because there was no such things. People were not looking at those things as much. People were looking more at talent than how many followers you have. So it is a tougher industry for us to crack right now than it was back when a lot of people started, including a lot of the it girls nowadays. So I think it's important for the people in the media right now to sympathize with us, because it is harder for us than it was for them to crack the industry. Having said that, she did give concrete advice, because many of us do quit along the way or take breaks along the way or doubt ourselves or not take advice from the right people in the industry. So really, for me, I feel like the celebrities out there, instead of seeing it as an attack to them, why are all these newbies attacking us and saying we're taking every job, saying we must open up the industry and all of that? It's a cry out for help. We're saying, listen, we're struggling out here, So instead of attacking us, really what they should be doing is saying, listen, I was there before. It is rough, but sort of give us tools. Don't give up. Tell your story. Say it took me X amount of years to get in as well, and I made it, so you can too. And even when I was trying to get in, it was the same situation where a lot of people were doing 10 different things and it was hard to get in, but I got in, so you can too. You know what I mean? It's a cry out for advice. It's a cry out for help and stuff like that. And I feel like some of the celebrities are taking it as an attack on them instead of, and I mean, part of me can't blame them, because you people are mean on Twitter. Sure. This is why I hardly ever post anything on Twitter, because I'm scared of being attacked. You know what I mean? And I don't like that kind of confrontation. Y'all are mean on Twitter. And that's why I preferred Instagram to Twitter, because I don't understand why people are so mean. You know what I mean? So I can understand why celebrities are feeling attacked, but at the same time, they should look at it rather as an opportunity to give people advice, as an opportunity to tell people not to give up, as an opportunity to tell their story, to inspire. Not to say, no, I worked hard, you must work hard too, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, be confrontational. You know what I mean? And say, yeah, I'm not going to help anyone because I didn't get the help and all of that. I mean, come on. We need to look out for each other. That's how we're gonna go from being poor people. As a black nation, we're poor, let's be honest. If we're gonna move from being poor to being a wealthy nation, a wealthy population, we need to help each other out. There's no other way. That's how, if you read the history books, that's how a lot of other races, other groups made it out from, the gutter. They helped each other out. So sitting there and saying, I ain't gonna help you because I had it rough, that's not gonna get us anywhere as a black nation. It's the reason why we are still poor. And part of it, this is why I don't blame us too much, because part of the reason why we think that way is the aftermath of the old system. Because that system was damaging mentally. You know what I mean? That system messed with our heads. And we are being raised by the people whose heads are messed up. I always say, in 1994, they should have said all the people that went through apartheid and suffered through apartheid should go for therapy. That is a must, because mentally they're already damaged. And what are they doing? They're raising us, right? And that damage that is caused in their mind, it's going to ripple off onto us. And then they say, why do we keep bringing up apartheid? Because, hello, we still think like the people who suffered in apartheid. So unfortunately, we need to have a look at why we behave the way we do, why we have no sense of helping each other out and things like that. It's because we're mentally damaged, and we kind of need to realize that, go back and say, these are the reasons why we're like this. Let's sort out, let's fix our lives, let's fix ourselves, right? So anyway, now I'm going off topic. I always do this. Maybe this is why I haven't had a radio gig yet, because I'm always going off topic. But listen, that's my 2 cents on the whole hashtag open up the industry thing. the reasons, if the reasons are the fact that, listen, I need to take every gig I can get because I might not have a gig in 5 years time, then it makes sense. You know what I mean? And by all means, do as you want, do that. But at the same time, there are struggles, there are people, newbies, that are struggling to get in, and your advice would be highly appreciated instead of your attack. I'm just saying. All right, well, while you're still thinking about this topic, press subscribe, press share, press like, press it all. And catch me again on the next episode of the Chat Right with TD Black.